So, Lakia, I don't know if this is the right scripture or not, but it is to the point. I think it's another one though, but this is the book of Micah 2:1, because I was getting at the point of how they seek to keep the wealth within their family. You know what I mean? Like you got other, like, well, not other. I'm not even going into the other heathens. I'm gonna go into the Edomites. Because of how this system was set up for them. You got different generations of their family that done better. Yeah, remember, it was at one point in time our people had land and shit like that, and then they would manipulate the markets and certain things would happen, and we would lose the land, or the government would just flat out take it. Yeah, remember, these are the same people that fucking, what I'm saying, had us still in slavery when slavery was actually, abolished. You know what I mean? Like, you had people still having people in slavery. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And the Most High allowed them to do that because He gave us over to them because we sin. You know what I mean? Just like with any little afflictions that you go through, you got to learn to realize, well, damn, that's why the book of Micah says 7 and 9. I will, well, bear with me for a second. It's better off if I get it. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I've sinned against Him. You know what I mean? Verse 2, and they covet fields. So that's getting to the point of what I wanted. You know what I mean? At the end, they try to covet and take and keep that land and field and that money within the bloodline. And that's what the Malik been doing for the last couple hundred years. You got to remember, they've had, you got to remember, they actually funded those ships to bring us over here. And then you had all that free labor. That's why you got these major corporations that actually, that's like a smack in the face to apologize years after the fact of, oh yeah, we apologize for our hand in slavery, but they're not doing no reparations about it. That's a slap in the face, just like it's a slap in the face with the homosexuality. They gonna pass gay reparations, so they gonna pay them money. I mean, and then you got stupid ass niggas. I'm not gonna say even Israelites, niggas that want to keep this stupid ass place going. I can see if you was in a position like a Steve Harvey, certain people, certain Jakes that actually then, actually got something in Esau's system. But majority of y'all, like the brother from London said, you so dumb, you think you somebody because you got a little car, a fucking CMHA apartment, and maybe some designer shoes or jeans, and you think you doing something. While these Edomites laughing at your dumb ass. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, which they have. They took this whole country, this land by violence. They didn't know what to do to sustain themselves. They came peacefully, and then what did they do? Like I said, most Jakes don't even know that much, though. Even some of these Edomites don't know. You really got Edomites thinking, and they teach their kids that shit is brainwashing them, but nonetheless, they teach them, oh yeah, we came over here and we had a picnic. You know what I mean? No, the motherfuckers actually act like they was sitting in peace and then slaughtered them. Man, this place fucked up. I can't wait till this bitch crack. I don't know if I'm going to elect or not. All I know is, regardless of the fact, it'll be beautiful when this fucking place is destroyed. And they cover fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man his heritage. So not only have they took their land, come on, you know what I mean? Like I said, at the end of the day, you got some Jakes that doing better than their family, but then I know Jakes that actually parents got them out of, poverty. That's why I keep suggesting that brothers watch that video. Because like I said, once you realize it, and I could believe it, want to know why? Because when you go into the Queen of England, the House of Windsor, that bitch owned like a whole bunch of she owned like a whole city. You get what I'm saying? So just imagine that. So everybody that's paying money in that city, that's just like her residual passive income. You know what I'm saying? Because that's continuously over and over and over, not doing too much. And that's just like with Nike and all that. If Nike, like the brother said, if Nike can afford to pay you dumbass motherfuckers to wear their sneakers, just imagine how much money they making. If they paying you a couple million, just imagine what they bringing in. It says, it says the black-white wealth gap is so extreme in the U.S. that the whites who do not have a high school degree actually have more wealth than blacks who graduate. Listen to this shit. It says the black-white wealth gap is so extreme in the U.S. that whites who do not have a high school degree actually have more wealth than blacks who graduated college. Here are the tentacles of the near and far past slavery of Jim and Jane Crow combined with continuing racial discrimination in the banking, housing, and labor markets of the present to maintain the black-white wealth gap. While the 228-year gap between black and white wealth gap may seem insurmountable, there are policy initiatives that could begin to close it. Yeah, I'm going to skip that. It says, and as I previously suggested here at Salon as well, the proper enforcement of anti-discrimination and civil rights laws in housing, financing, banking, and labor market, as well as the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution, are also necessary components in any effort to address the racial wealth gap. But let's take the time to think about it. You got all these policies and different things in place to like basically stop these things from actually happening or not happening as frequently. And that's all you can really say because this shit still take place to this day. You still got us discriminated against based on, skin color or for certain jobs, houses, all that. Like, so at the end, like I say, and then that's what really pissed me off. People, like, I was on the comment board, motherfucker sit up there and said he said my ramblings and some shit. Now, he basically made a comment about, well, why did Paul make the statement Jew and Gentile alike? So I broke it down to him. I said, well, you had the Hellenistic Jews and you had the actual Jews that was keeping the customs. I think that's in the book of Acts. I know it's in the book of Acts. I want to say 6, but I can't remember off the top exactly where it's at in Acts. But you had the Hebrew. I mean, it'll actually break it down. It'd be like Jews. You had these Jews and you had these Jews. So they was all the same people. You just had these ones that were still following the pagan customs of the other nations, and then you had the ones that were still following the laws, statutes, and commandments. So I broke it down, and he just wanted to, like at the end of the day, it's just so funny because this guy fucking think he probably so smart, but you don't even realize the fucking economy probably about to crash. These motherfuckers, same people to show you how dirty an Edomite is. He gonna fuck his own people too. That's what I say. It's really when you take the time to think about it, I can see what the elders meant about the whole scriptures is about basically Jacob and Esau. Because at the end of the day, when you got the Edomites in control, what did it say in scripture? That wickedness increased in the earth. And when you got, Jacob in control, like I told you, the planet flourished, you know what I mean? Yeah, did he go off? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it wasn't until after, he was, he had passed on that the Most High, actually brought Israel down. You know what I mean? That's neither here nor there, though. Salakia. It says, public schools should also have fair and equal funding regardless of the racial or class composition of the community. And that go into the video that Elder Malcolm did about redlining. Just like he did the video about the one guy that's from Egypt, but when he came to America, they labeled him as white. But he got offended by it because he like, I'm a melanated person. I consider myself black. So shouldn't I be labeled black? But because they don't want to put funding in certain areas, they put that label, you know what I mean? This Edomite, and like the brother from London was saying, that show you how truly he the devil. I mean, you would probably be able to accept it a little bit more if you was up there like, well, this motherfucker devil, they against me. I got to just do what I got to do. But no, to show you how, like I said, he really got the power of deceit behind him. Because, you know what I mean? Like, you got people that really trust in this motherfucker. Oh, that was the past. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, Trump, is sitting up there like, fuck y'all in your face. It's fucking hilarious, man. Like, y'all ain't saying shit yet. They ain't gonna know what the fuck to do, though. Because people of color have access to less wealth, they are more likely to accrue debt in order to complete a college or professional degree. And, to personal testimony, you know what I mean? I'm in that situation. You know, then you got these fraudulent fucking schools that how you go to school for some shit that you can't even actually get a degree in. You know what I mean? With the Salaki, you can't even get a job in. They'll let you get the degree, but now you ain't got no job. So now you done incurred debt. You took on debt. You would think they would be able to just like, you know, they supposed to, and that's what I think I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought about something. To help prevent the Faustian bargain that is choosing between upward mobility and a lifetime of debt, low interest student loan, and grant programs from the federal government should be expanded. Reparations for the still living victims of American apartheid in the form of Jim and Jane Crow, as well as the descendants of black human property in the United States, should also be pursued. The racial wealth gap is a critical matter of public policy because it impacts almost every social indicator and life outcome. In the U.S., quality of health, life, likelihood of marriage, educational attainment, age of death, race of incarceration, and overall quality of life are directly impacted by an individual's and household level wealth. And that's not no fucking rocket scientist. Like, that's not rocket science. If you do a trade in places and you put a Edomite in poverty and you put a Jake in, you know, middle class, sustainable, like for instance, you know how many entertainers actually came actual, like you see on TV, like from a Dave Chappelle, even though he jokes about it, or Key and Ivy, Key and Key and Peele. You know what I mean? Like those dudes grew up in middle class neighborhood. He jokes about it like Dave Chappelle said, I grew up, my parents did just good enough to have me live in a place where I was considered poor. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like around amongst these people, I'm considered poor, but you know what I mean? Like, so at the end, he make a joke about it, but that's what, you know what I mean? Talented people are in, you know, urban neighborhoods or, you know, the impoverished areas, but because of the fact that, you know, it's a jungle. I don't even know if I'm gonna read this anymore. Well, it's only a few little more paragraphs. Cause like I said, at the end, that's when Esau they do a vocab alone when the shit get hot. You know what I mean? They would play stupid. I posted a link to his page because just through the spirit, you know, vocab want to say the Edomites dead and done and the language fake. He want to like everybody that believes in the Israelite, you know, that knows the truth. They say he doesn't. I mean, if you follow him, he doesn't make videos about anything that's crucial. You know, the Epstein thing, anything that, I mean, that's what was so amazing to me. Like they quick to call themselves Christians, but it tells you the true Christians are Israelites. Any true Christian is going to be speaking up on the fact of the atrocities that's going on in this wicked ass place. He doesn't do that, but he called himself a Christian. He labeled himself a Christian. He just wants to debunk what we believe. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he's like, it can't be these niggas. You know what I mean? What's that Wisdom of Solomon? You know, 5 and 2. Bear with me for a second. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond that they look for. Because they don't believe that we are those people. But it tells you, I'm going to start at verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Who are the people? Well, I'm going to say the men, because it ain't the people, it ain't women that's in great millstone, you know, that's standing boldly in front of those that afflicted us. And take the time to think about this. I know we got the truth. I don't need you to try. You believe what you believe. I'm believe what I don't believe. You know why I know we got the truth? Because we don't do anything besides tell you the judgment that the Most High got set for you. That we know He has set for you. That we believe. And you got these motherfuckers so rattled by it, they want to take us off the YouTube. They want to actually lock us up. You see what kind of legislation they coming with? I literally, like I said, posted the link on Vocab's page. You know, it was an Edomite bitch. She wanted to try to talk to some brothers. I forgot what camp they was in. I wish I'd have found they thing, but I brought up the brother, the elder in South Carolina, because he did a little video on it. she tried to talk to him, and they really ain't trying to deal with her. She got mad, and she said, "Oh, that's right." Because at first she ain't an Edomite. Then she turned around, she's like, "That's right, I'm an Edomite, bitches, and Edomites rule the earth, bitches." You know what I'm saying? And they laughed it off because at the end of the day, I mean, like, shit, we taught you was an Edomite. You know what I mean? It just show you, this shit getting to you up under your skin, and then all you did was prove our point. You know what I mean? Like the fuck. It says, uh, then these motherfuckers using Bernie Sanders and Hillary fucking Clinton. Like Bernie Sanders don't give a fuck. Barack Obama, the first black president. When that show you how stupid these Americans is. Obama wasn't the first black president. Go look it up. His name was John Hanson. You know what I'm saying? But to show you how before Prince died, Prince knew that shit. Why they talking about Prince wicked? He was a wicked, more smarter motherfucker. He's more educated and intelligent than you, your dumb ass. I'm gonna end the lesson on. I mean, not end the lesson. I'm gonna bring out a couple scriptures and then I'm gonna end it. Because at the end that we going through this because of the fact that we sinned against the Lord. You know what I mean? So no matter what you try to do, like the brother was talking about, like T-Pain supposed to went through like $40 million. Now that's unheard of, right? Because you would think, how the fuck did he make $40 million? But at the same time, it's because it's part of the curses. This is book of Deuteronomy. I'm gonna get 16 first. This is Deuteronomy 28:16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Meaning your pocket's gonna be fucked up. You know what I mean? And that's why a majority of us live day to day. Now don't get me wrong, or live below, day to day. We make it work. You know what I mean? Like we ain't talking about no habits and none of that. I'm talking about like you got people that actually do all they can to actually provide and still don't make enough to provide for, you know what I mean? I'm talking about fuck a habit, fuck drinking, fuck getting high, fuck, you know what I mean? Like they literally are busting their ass to pay for everything and you know what I mean, and can't really afford it. Light afflictions, you know what I'm saying? Like, then on top of the light afflictions where unexpected shit happen, you know what I mean? I'm gonna jump to verse 29. And thou shalt grope at the noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee except for Yahweh Shai. That's the only person that can save us. You know what I mean? Like, I got one more. Well, I got two more. Have a cool. Because this one for Esau. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So this is what our hope is, because we're prisoners of hope. We can't hope in nothing else. We know how the world is, this wicked ass place is, and we ain't trying to go back into the world. So all we can do is hope for Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai to come and redeem and save us. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And at the end of the day, who is that talking about? The just is the Jakes. The just is those men on the highways and hedges pushing this truth. The sincere man, the hopeful elect. His soul who's not upright is Esau. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at the end of the day, Esau, we literally watching this man try and concoct, a whole little situation because he don't want this bad press out on him. Now he's about to try and figure out a way to remedy that by grouping us into some, oh yeah, we're militia, we're extremists. You know what I mean? Verse 5, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man, neither keep at home, who enlarge of his desires hell is his death, and cannot be satisfied satisfied, they'll gather up unto him all nations and heap up unto him all people. So at the end of the day, this is a greedy ass bastard. You know what I mean? That's what he is. Plain and simple. I got one more scripture. Because at the end of the day, he's thinking that this wealth, a lot of these Edomites, not just Edomites, these Jakes, you know what I mean? But it's understandable for Jake, especially those that have been impoverished. This system has you believe. To show you how it's really a spell and witchcraft, you got people that come from other countries that come here thinking that's really American dream. Really thinking, oh yeah. Bear with me for a second. Last scripture. This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Verse 3. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. And at the end of the day, that's what I was trying to get at. These Edomites, even though they came up with this system to oppress Jake, the brother had brought out a scripture in Isaiah. I'm not going to get it, but I believe it's Isaiah 5:7. And it talks about how, it's systematic oppression. At the end of the day, they created this system to reap treasures for their generations, for their children, and keep their wealth going on. But it's going to be all for naught. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of the Sabbath oath. So this is my last scripture, because I got another one to end this on. Salakia. This is the last scripture. I'm going to start. This is Ezekiel 7. I'm going to start at verse 14. They have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. Verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Verse 16, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning every one of his iniquity. Verse 17, all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. Do you hear this? All hands, he said, even those that escaped is going to be in fear, because at the end of the day, so you got to paint a picture in your mind. Like that man, you know how terrible this what's coming? And then you got these Edomites that think they did something smooth by, systematically, although they smile in your face, oh yeah, I'm for you and I'm gonna help you. And you got these dumbass niggas that's going, oh yeah, that's old, that's in the past. Jake still ain't riled up. They was sitting up there talking about, the Jake that actually in Galveston, Texas, that actually they put a rope around his neck and actually drag him to fucking, to jail while they on horseback, like, you know what I mean? And then you got punk ass motherfuckers like Ricky Smiley that's sitting up there, oh yeah, we're not the same generation as my grandfather. But bitch, you a motherfucking Boule member. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. And this is what you put your trust in. Your people that's actually gatekeepers that don't give a fuck about you. He gonna say that on television, you know what I mean? That's why he constantly throwing up the fucking, oh yeah, well, his little punk ass fraternity and shit, you know what I mean? Like Jake ain't just gonna get into his all bad. Verse 18, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all their faces. Shalaki. And shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. Verse 19, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. The silver and the gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. And that's the point I wanted, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, so even with that systematic, this whole system that Esau created to try and systematically, like, give himself an edge, over Jake and all that other shit, it don't matter, because in the day of the Lord, it's going to be darkness and not light. So that's why it says, woe to them that desire it. But yet still, I still desire it. Because, if nothing else, I just want to see this faggot ass place destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory, call, halal, Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rachagadas Rakatham. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akim and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, is an edifying video. Shalom to the confusion of faith, brethren, join into our ranks. And Adawan Ratazah, able to come at you with another lesson. Lord willing, quickly. And with that, I want to say shalom, shalom, and abad babah.